Well, joining me now is Republican Congresswoman of Texas and member of the Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure. Beth Van Duyne is here. Congresswoman, it's great to see you. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Oh, Grant, it's always great to see you. Thanks for having me on.
So, look, we face serious problems. They're worried about presents under the tree. I'm worried about people putting food on the table. I don't think they see it, or if they do, they don't care, Congresswoman.
This isn't about Santa Claus. I mean, I watched that partial from Kamala Harris, and this is not about Santa Claus. Are you not out and about? Are you not talking to the same small businesses, some of whom are completely dependent on the holidays to be able to keep their doors open? Is she not talking to these people? Is she not talking to working families right now who, exactly what you said, cannot afford to put food on the table? Is she not at the gas pump filling her tank up with gas and recognizing that she's paying on some places 50% more than she was a year ago? All of these things, this is the Biden administration's terrible economic policies holding the American economy hostage. This is nothing more than another crisis. It's crisis after crisis with this administration. And the supply chain is just another one of the ramifications of their horrendous fiscal policies. It's one after another after another.
There's not one thing that they've been able to do well through all of this. Let me play you a soundbite from Janet Yellen talking about the future here and where we're headed with this supply chain crisis. Take a listen.
There may be isolated shortages of goods and services in the coming months, but there is an ample supply of goods, and I think there's no reason for consumers to panic.
Do you agree with her, Congresswoman?
Well, I think there may be an ample supply of goods, but the problem are the goods are stuck in cargo ships and not being able to be put on the empty shelves of stores for people to be able to buy. I mean, I've talked to enough small businesses around the district, around the country, actually, because I'm on the small business committee as well. And they'll tell you to get those cargo containers, if they can find them, they've gone up in price from $4,000 a year ago to $30,000 now. I've talked to suppliers who are waiting to get products that they've purchased months ago that are in these cargo containers. And what they've been told is by the time it will take to empty them out could be next summer. So yes, there may be enough product, but it's getting them to the consumer that is the hard part. And this administration completely fails to understand practical logistics.
Congressman, what none of this administration, nobody in this administration wants to talk about is the fact that it's not like the containers disappeared. What I'm hearing, what I'm learning, and I'm in the trucking business as well, these containers, many of them are sitting full. Many of them have been abandoned by companies that have gone out of business, that have found product either cheaper, and they say, you know what, we're not picking it up. So they don't have empties to ship back to China, God forbid, where we're getting more goods from. And now you got containers that are taking up all the space. Whether they move them or not, there's no place to put them.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a perfect point. And when I say they don't understand logistics, they are just contributing to this problem. So you're seeing businesses shuttering overnight because they can't get the product that they need to be able to service, which brings up another entirely different point, which is on the supply chain side, the fact that our reliance on China needs to stop. These are manufacturing jobs that we need to bring back to our country. But what's stopping that is the threat of increased corporate taxes. It's the threat of increased capital gains, again, that this administration is pushing down in a time when we should be concentrating on what we need to do to help these businesses to be successful, to help our economy to be able to open back up. We are concentrating on the exact wrong things. And when I say we, I mean the Biden administration is concentrating those things that will crush small businesses and working families.
Well, you and I both know President Trump incentivized businesses to produce goods and services here. The solution to this whole problem is very simple. Buy American. But we've got to make American, and we've got to incentivize companies to make American. Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne, always good to see you. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Great to see you. Thank you very much. You have a great night.
All right. Thank you. You too, Beth.